Experts say these rare coins are super valuable, and here's how to spot them. But before we start, please give the video a like and make sure to subscribe to Wonderbot and hit the bell so you'll never miss any uploads from us. Picture the scene. You walk into a store and pay with cash. But after leaving the building, you realize that you've been given an out-of-date coin with your change. In most cases, you'd throw the antiquated penny, nickel, or dime away. However, it may be worth more than you thought to hang on to these pieces of currency. And if they're anything like these 40 relics, you could be sitting on a fortune. Number 40. Lincoln Memorial Cent. In 1972, the U.S. Mint released into circulation a special cent featuring Abraham Lincoln's profile. Unfortunately, it was soon discovered that the coin had a glaring mistake. The inscription above and to the side of Honest Abe had been doubled. While embarrassing at the time, the 1972 Lincoln Memorial Cent, doubled Die Obverse, has since become a sought-after item by coin hunters. Incredibly, one sold for $14,400 in a 2019 auction. Number 30. Roosevelt Dime. During the 1980s, the Philadelphia Mint displayed the P printed on them to denote their place of origin. That is except for this coin bearing Franklin D. Roosevelt's image, which was circulated without any discerning marks. The result of an absent-minded mint worker, a Roosevelt Dime 1982 PMS coin has sold for as high as $1,500. Number 38. Double Ear Lincoln Penny. When printing the likeness of U.S. presidents on their coins, minters strive to create as flattering an image as possible. Sadly, this wasn't the case in the late 1990s when the U.S. Mint created a penny of one particular American leader featuring a double earlobe. But due to this strange discrepancy, the 1997 double ear Lincoln penny coin can now fetch as high as $250. Number 37. Kansas In God We Rust State Quarter. Spelling is everything, especially when it comes to printing your nation's motto on a coin. But a spillage of grease during the minting of this state quarter led to the apt typo "In God We Rust" being printed instead. As the coins are still in circulation, copies of the so-called 2005 P Kansas In God We Rust State Quarter are generally worth at most around $5. Nevertheless, some high-grade examples have sold for $100. Number 36. Wisconsin 50 States and Territories Quarter. Starting in 1999, the U.S. Mint began releasing quarters based on the nation's 50 states. 5 years later, the state of Wisconsin then received its own version. However, eagle-eyed natives of the Badger State noted a printing error. In some cases, an emblem of a corn cob on the coin featured one of two variants of an erroneous leaf. And if you have a 2004 D Wisconsin 50 States and Territories Quarter extra leaf low variety, you could make as much as $1,500. Number 35. Connecticut Broad-Struck Indent State Quarter. A rare occurrence in currency production. A broad-struck is an indent that occurs on a coin where another coin gets in the way of a strike. One such example is the awkwardly named 1999 P Connecticut Broad-Struck Indent State Quarter 25-cent Mint Error BU. This particular coin, which features a notable dent obstructing the word state, has sold for up to $100. Number 34. 3.5 leg Buffalo Nickel. There are few American animals more iconic than the buffalo. Indeed, as a symbol of the Old West, these beasts have been used in the logos of many U.S. institutions and have graced several coins. Nevertheless, a misprinted nickel made during World War I depicted the majestic animal with stunted legs and has become sought after ever since. And one variant, known convolutedly as the 1916 D 3.5 leg Buffalo Nickel PCGS XF40 FS901, was sold on eBay for nearly $450. Number 33. Jefferson Speared Bison. Throughout U.S. history, the American bison has been hunted for its food by countless generations. Fittingly, a 5-cent piece from 2005 accidentally made reference to the animal's fate, featuring an apparent spear running through a stamp on the creature's body. Caused by a crack in the printing process, this anomaly has made the 2005 P Jefferson Speared Bison worth up to $1,000 in auction. Number 32. John Adams Presidential Dollar. If you believe that money is the root of all evil, then you'll probably agree that dollars are the wickedest things on earth. But the 2007 PCGS MS-65 John Adams Presidential Dollar Error Coin is godless in another way. The phrase "in God we trust" was omitted, some say on purpose, from these pieces. Consequently, these sacrilegious dollars can fetch up to $150 online. Number 31. Lincoln Memorial Cent. By all means, the staff working at the U.S. Mint have their art down to a T. Sometimes, though, even the most precise people can get something wrong. And in the late 1990s, the unit released 2 erroneous batches of Lincoln Memorial Cents that saw the AM in America spaced either too wide or too close together. Now worth upwards of $520, the coin, known as the 1999 Lincoln Memorial Cent Wide AM, proves that not everything valuable has to be meticulously made. Number 30. Lincoln Head Copper Penny. During World War II, the U.S. Mint used steel to create coins instead of copper, which was reserved for war use. Nevertheless, a series of copper pennies accidentally slipped through production regardless. And while steel pennies from this time are relatively worthless, the 1943 Lincoln Head Copper Penny can fetch up to $10,000 in auction. Number 29. Copper Lincoln Cent. Like copper, bronze was taken out of coin production in the 1940s due to its use in the war effort. Still, at least 5 coins were made with this material, including the so-called 1943 S Lincoln Wheat coin on a bronze blanchet. They're now incredibly valuable. Just ask Texas Rangers Baseball Club co-chairman Bob R. Simpson, who paid $1 million for one in 2002. Number 28. Double Die Penny. Another example of doubled up letters on a coin's head, the 1955 double die penny has become famous enough to enter pop culture. To wit, the 1989 movie UHF even used the coin as a plot device. Out of a batch of 40,000, roughly 24,000 examples entered circulation, and one could earn its owner as much as $1,800. Number 27. Presidential Dollar Error Coins. In 2007, special presidential dollars were released that featured lettering around the edge, making them the first dollars in 2 centuries to do so. As with all new things, though, mistakes were made and some coins made it into circulation with their sides clear. Examples of the first ones to be released: the 2007 George Washington dollar, missing edge lettering to give it its full name, has sold for as high as $1,000. Number 26. Silver half dollars. In times of economic uncertainty, many have looked towards alternative forms of currency. As a result, precious metals like silver have been widely purchased, a fact that makes certain coins surprisingly valuable. So, for example, the 1965 through 1970 silver half dollars contain 40% silver, and many people haven't realized this when they've taken the coins to the bank. Number 25. Lincoln Cent. While many counterfeit coins have fooled government officials, it's not often that genuine coins have been mistaken for fakes. Unbelievably, however, this has happened in the past. Take the 1969 S Lincoln Cent with double Die Obverse, for example, which was temporarily branded a forgery by the U.S. Secret Service due to a misprinting. And you might want to check behind the sofa, because one of these coins sold for upwards of $126,000. Number 24. Flowing hair dollar. In order for U.S. coins to enter circulation, they must first pass rigorous standards, including meeting a certain weight. Back in the 18th century, minters would sometimes place plugs through the middle of the blanks used for casting to reduce the finished product's mass. As a result, examples like the 1795 flowing hair dollar silver plug bears a visible mark in the center, and these coins can raise anywhere between $3,000 and $30,000. Number 24. Flowing hair large cent. A special coin from the earliest days of the United States, the flowing hair cent was released 17 years after the Declaration of Independence. More specifically, the so-called 1793 flowing hair cents, America without periods, boasts some uncommon features, including a chain reverse and a lack of punctuation marks after the date and the word liberty. And if found in your possession, this cent could raise between $8,000 and $56,000. Number 22. Buffalo nickel. During World War I, the U.S. Mint had a particularly high demand for nickels. In their haste to print more in 1917 for the following year, nevertheless, printers made a peculiar error, and their rush resulted in nickels bearing two dates, 1917 and 1918, printed one on top of the other. With a pressing of 100,000 pieces, the 1918/17 D Buffalo nickels have fetched as much as $9,000. Number 21. Sacagawea Dollar. After gaining little interest with a Susan B. Anthony adorned dollar in 1999, minters introduced a new coin bearing explorer Sacagawea's image the following year. But by mistake, the Philadelphia Mint struck these new additions using the same copper nickel planchets that were largely responsible for its predecessor's failure. Though deemed worthless for general use, the 2000p Sacagawea Dollar struck on an Anthony dollar planchet has sold for as much as $7,600. Number 20. Lincoln Presidency Cent. To commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday in 2009, a series of special cent pieces were produced. Out of the 4 varieties to enter circulation, all of which depicted a different part of the president's life, the penny depicted his presidency is of particular value. Showing an in-construction Capitol dome on the reverse, the 2009 1C Lincoln Presidency RD regular strike has raked in $2,650 on eBay. Number 19. Shield Nickel. A popular coin in American currency, shield nickels have been in circulation since 1866. Introduced in response to money hoarding after the American Civil War, these iconic coins feature a prominent shield design emblazoned on their obverse. Out of all these early nickels, the 1880 variety remains especially significant thanks to a limited pressing of 16,000 pieces. And some, such as the horribly named 1880 Shield Nickel NGC PF 66 Repunch Date Business Strike Diagnostic, can sell for up to $1,750. Number 18. Sacagawea Cheerios Dollar. We've all heard of cereal boxes containing free toys, but free dollars is another matter entirely. Weirdly enough, though, the U.S. Mint teamed up with Cheerios in the year 2000 to promote the new golden dollar. All in all, 10 million boxes of the breakfast food contained one of the coins. However, 5,500 lucky packages also contained a different piece known as the Sacagawea Dollar. They can be identified by a unique tail feather design on the reverse Eagles logo and can raise anywhere between $5,000 and $25,000. Number 17. American Silver Eagle Coin. There's a popular saying that goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Clearly, this maxim was in the back of minters' minds when they released redesigns of their Silver Eagle in 2008. For whatever reason, these new coins, known as the 2008 W Silver Eagle reverse of 2007 variety, bore the previous year's design. In total, over 46,000 mistake coins were circulated, one of which sold for $2,900 in 2013. Number 16. Stella Gold Coin. In 1879, the U.S. Mint had the idea to make a coin that could be used anywhere outside the U.S. Sadly, this plan was abandoned the following year, but the printed pieces are now a must for die-hard collectors. More specifically, the 1879 Stella Gold $4 coiled hair has brought in over $400,000. Number 15. Liberty Head Double Eagle. First pressed in San Francisco in 1891, Liberty Head Double Eagle $20 coin boasts a 90% gold content. And yet sellers would be wise not to shift this piece based on its volume of precious metals alone. The coin was drawn up by the 4th chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, James Barton Longacre, and well-kept examples can potentially be sold for up to $180,000. Number 14. Capped Bust Quarter. With only 4,000 pieces ever printed, the 1827 Capped Bust Quarter can fetch anywhere between $4,000 and $109,000. However, eagle-eyed hunters should check the coin's lettering before putting their piece up for sale, and some varieties feature a curled 2 on its year of printing, double the value of the coin. Number 13. Walking Liberty Half Dollar. At the time of its release, just after World War I, this piece became popular in the U.S. thanks in part to its unique size. More specifically, the MS-65 version of the 1919 D Walking Liberty half dollar has become popular among coin collectors, and some have sold for up to $200,000 at auction. And while mint condition examples are exceedingly rare, even worn pieces are still worth as much as $100. Number 12. Morgan Silver Dollar. Named for designer George T. Morgan, the Morgan Silver Dollar was printed regularly between 1878 and 1904. By far the most valuable variations, the MS-65 1901 P. Morgans, were released in 1901, and a mint condition piece could fetch as much as $425,000. But even circulated ones, especially ones with double die errors, can raise prices as high as $3,650. Number 11. Liberty Head Gold Dollar. Although the U.S. Mint began producing gold dollars in May 1849, designer James B. Longacre continued to refine his sketches well into circulation. As a result, many prototype versions were used as currency, and one such type, the 1849 C Liberty Head Gold Dollar Open Wreath, passed hands for $690,000 in 2004. Number 9. Capped Bust Half Dollar. Many coin collectors are keen to stress the importance of keeping the currencies in mint condition. However, pieces that are nearly 200 years old, like the 1838 O Capped Bust half dollar, for example, are understandably hard to find unscathed. But while a mint condition coin can go for about $745,000, nevertheless, one in an average condition can still bring in a very respectable $160,000. Number 8. Saint-Gaudens Double Eagle. One of the rarest gold coins minted in the US, the 1927 D Double Eagle MS-66, was pulled from circulation shortly after its release that year. And although most of its 180,000 copies were smelted down in the 1930s, a few pieces survived destruction. And to demonstrate its current value, one was purchased in 2005 for a whopping $1.9 million. Number 7. Ceded Liberty Dollar. The term "off the books" is usually used in reference to money of dubious origin. But in the case of the 1870 S Ceded Liberty Dollar, a simple accident meant that no records of this coin were ever made. For whatever reason, the San Francisco Mint, responsible for its creation, neglected to make a note of its pressing. And with only 12 known examples in existence, these dollars have sold for as much as $1.1 million in the past. Number 6. Silver Barber Dime. Sometimes the rarest coins are hiding in plain sight. For example, the limited edition 1894 S Barber Dime, of which only 24 examples were minted, was once discovered amongst odds and ends in a Gimbel's department store in 1957. While this piece was sold then for just $2.40, these treasured coins are worth considerably more today. In fact, one was bought for an incredible $1.45 million. Number 8. Turbine Head Gold Quarter Eagle. Though it seems like a strange amount of money to be represented by a coin, $2.50 was the usual weekly wage allotted to workers of the U.S. Mint over 2 centuries ago. Therefore, a unique coin was printed, and it was reserved almost solely for these employees. And one example of this coin, the 1796 Turbine Head Gold Coin $2.50 Quarter Eagle, no stars on obverse, has made between $44,000 and $1.8 million. Number 4. Liberty Head Nickel. When it comes to coin collecting, the word rare doesn't even do justice to the 1932 Liberty Head Nickel. This coin, which was limited to very small batches, is so scarce that only 5 specimens are known to exist today. Indeed, so rare is this coin that one piece even sold for $3.7 million in 2010. Therefore, should you find one lying around somewhere, be sure to run to your nearest auctioneer right away. Number 3. Draped Bust Silver Dollar. Often dubbed the king of coins by collectors, the 1804 Draped Bust Silver Dollar carries something of a misnomer. Most of these pieces were actually printed later than that year, thanks to thrifty minters using old dies to lower expenditures. Whatever year they were made, this is a valuable coin. One example sold for over $3.8 million in 2013. Number 2. Liberty Head Gold Half Eagle. In the mid-19th century, the San Francisco Mint produced the 1854 S Cornet Head Gold $5 half eagle, and it made only 268 coins. Furthermore, only 3 examples of this piece currently rest in collectors' hands. So with hundreds of pieces still unaccounted for, further examples of this currency could still be lying around in wallets around the United States. And an intact piece could be worth as much as $4.2 million. Number 1. Flowing hair dollar. The 1794 flowing hair dollar holds the distinction as the very first dollar coin minted by the US government. As a result, for a coin of such value, this piece has broken auction records. And in 2013, it became the world's most expensive coin after one example was sold for over $10 million. So if you're lucky enough to possess one of the 1,758 pieces created, then you can expect an early retirement.